Hey friends, I'm Anne. Thanks for joining me in this little short flow video. So let's start in child's pose today. Come to hands and knees. I like to have my knees a little bit closer together, honestly. If you want to have your knees nice and wide, that's fine. So butt back towards heels. Bring your big toes to touch and then stretch your arms out nice and long in front of you and draw your forehead down towards earth. Feel your lower back stretch out. Let's take a deep breath in through our nose here. A big sigh out. 2 more like that. Deep breath in. Nice big sigh out. 1 more time. Deep breath in. And let it go. Set an intention for your practice. And let's rock up onto hands and knees. Spread fingers nice and wide. Your knees are below your hips. Inhale, lengthen forward through chest. You can open your throat here if that feels good. Exhale, round and coil up into your spine. Pull the belly up and in, relaxing neck. Inhale, melting heart, lengthening chest, forward and through. Exhale, rounding through spine. Let's do 3 more like that. Just find some articulation in your back. Allow everything to open up. This doesn't have to be perfect. If your body wants to wiggle in other ways, let it do that here. We have 1 more. Inhale, melting heart. And exhale, rounding. Do your best to connect your breath to each movement. Let's come back to neutral. Tuck toes under. We're going to lift up and back into down dog. So lifting hips up and back and pedaling out through your legs, bending one knee and then the next. Allowing your legs to stretch out, spreading fingers nice and wide. Why don't you go ahead and bend your right leg and let your left heel drop heavy and just get the back of the left leg nice and long. Feel your arms nice and strong here. Then switch to the other side. We're going to walk our hands back to our feet. Do a forward fold at the back of our yoga mat. Bend knees generously. Let your head hang and grab for opposite elbows. Feel free to sway your body side to side here. So anything that doesn't feel good, make sure you're modifying or skipping it if you have an injury. So we don't want to lock our legs out here and, round into our back. That can put a lot of pressure in your lower back. So if you're feeling that, bend your knees more. Go ahead and just let your arms get heavy and ragdoll up to a standing space. Shrug your shoulders up at the top and roll your shoulders nice and slowly down the back. Do that twice more. Inhale, shoulders shrug up, they go back and down. 1 more time. Inhale, shrug up, go back and down. Good. Inhale, arms stretch up. And bend your knees a little as you exhale, fold. Walk your hands forward all the way to a plank or a push-up. And if you need to, you can lower your knees like me here. Gaze slightly forward, elbows are in as you lower to your belly. Point your toes back, shoulders roll down the back. I like to slide my hands back just slightly and then lift up through the chest and use your upper back muscles, not pressing into your hands, but pulling hands back and reaching heart forward. Keep your feet grounded. Neck is long, so you don't have to look too far forward. Exhale, lower down. Twice more. Inhale, peel up. And just go as far as feels good for your body. Exhale. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. And lower. Exhale. I'm going to press to my hands and knees. You can also press to push up. Tuck toes, lift hips up and back. All right. Step your right foot right inside of your right hand and lower your left knee down towards the earth. Feel free to pad your knee. I like to pad mine. I don't know. I'm foolish. I don't have a blanket. Relax your back ankle and then take your arms, sweep them up towards the sky. And we're just going to open up our chest as we inhale. Elbows go wide. Lift up through your heart. And then exhale, hands reach up and just kind of straighten out your back a little bit more. And 2 more like that. Inhale and let's sink in a little bit. Open your chest. And exhale, lift up. 1 more time. Inhale. And reach up. Take your hands down to either the ground, or if you have yoga blocks, you can use that. Straighten out through your front leg, square your hips and flatten your back, so no rounding of your spine, and then fold in. And so everything's relative. Your back's never gonna be perfectly flat, you know, so don't be too hard on yourself. Take a few breaths and get into the back of the leg. Those of you that can reach, you can pull back through your toes with your left hand. And then we're gonna rebend into our front leg. Tuck back toe, lift the back knee. You can leave it down if you need to. Ground the left palm down and reach your right hand up. And make sure that back leg is really strong. And then get a good bend in the front leg. And tuck this right hip back and in and lift up through the left hip so you're not totally twisted in your lower back. Take your lifted hand and reach it back. Press your palm and let your head hang heavy. Good. Right hand circles to the ground. Plant your palm in one swift movement. Step to down dog. Step left foot forward. We're switching sides. Lower right knee down. Please do pad your knee if you need it. Reach up. Square everything off. Inhale, open through your chest. Elbows wide. Throat opens. And with your exhale, just kind of lift up and out of it a little bit. Inhale, sink in. And exhale. Just go as far as feels good for you. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Hands reach down. Use your blocks, please, if you need. Stretch back. Square hips, pull toes back on the left foot, lengthen, and then fold. If you are like me, you're really tight back here. So it doesn't matter if you're flexible or not. It might still be sore, right? If you have the flexibility, pull back on your left toes with your right hand just to get a little bit more. Make sure your shoulders aren't crowding your ears. Just gentle reminders for yourself. All right, rebend into your front knee. Back toes tuck. Lift the back knee. Ground the right hand down. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Your wrist is lined up at the front of the mat, so make sure you're not turning your hand too much. And the top hand is going to reach back. Press your palm and let your head hang. So this bottom shoulder, keep it down the back so you're not crowding your ear. Strengthen the back leg a lot. Tuck your left hip back and in. Lift up through the right hip just a little bit. And again, we circle left hand down, press into both palms, and down dog. Inhale, come forward, plank. Remember, you can lower your knees, gaze slightly forward as you exhale, slow lower down. Everything lowers together. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Twice more, inhale. Exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. Press to hands and knees, tuck toes, down dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose here. Sigh it out, exhale. Step your feet forward and wider. So forward just about 6 inches, wider to the edges of your mat. Press into the left palm and you're going to slowly move your right hand to the outer left ankle. And if you can't reach, you can go anywhere along the ways. Grab a hold of the ankle and turn your gaze underneath the left arm. Get your back to rinse out. It's one of my favorite stretches. So you still want your left hand in down dog here. Let's switch sides. So right fingers spread. I always feel how strong my arm is when I release that first side. Take left hand to right ankle, pull a little bit, gaze underneath your armpit, and then deepen your breath. So this might be more about balance for you, might be about strength, or might be about stretching, just depends on where you are. Okay, release your hand to the mat, walk fingers back towards feet. The heels will tick in and the toes will tick out, and you're squatting into Malasana. So if you have a hard time getting down here, blanket below your heels is helpful, or a block underneath your butt. Bring hands to heart, elbows to inner knees, sit up tall. 5 deep breaths, close your eyes if you wish. Try not to tense. So if you notice that your ankles are doing all the work, or your lower back, or your hips, can you spread the work out? Two more breaths. Let's release our hands down. Lift hips up, and you can turn your toes forward at the same time. Wiggle your feet in just about hips width distance. Bend your knees, fold in. And this time, let's take our hands behind our back, interlace fingers, and stretch knuckles up. Bring your palms together here so your wrists are nice and flat. Let your knuckles reach up towards the sky, pulling your shoulders out of your ears instead of slumping them over the top, even though that might feel good for some of you. It can be quite an overstretch. Good, hands release to the ground. Walk back into down dog. Take 5 full deep breaths here. Do one more standing pose. Step your right foot forward. This time turn back, left heel down for a warrior one stance. I like to line my heels up with my hips so they're slightly to the right and left and not in line with each other unless you're really, really strong and open here. So ground down through feet. Inhale, reach up. Take a deep breath in, open elbows wide just like we did before. Lift up through your heart. God, reaching up. And this time, exhale, sweep hands back, bow inward. And so it's one movement. Inhale, up and open. Exhale, sweep the arms, scoop the belly. Let's do that once more. Inhale. And exhale. Legs are strong. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands to the earth. Pause, turn to the ball of your back foot now. Ground down through your left hand, reach your right hand up, twist. Stage 1, you stay here. Stage 2, you roll to outer edge of back foot and step back with right foot, side plank. Breathe for 5, wherever you are. 4, flex your toes back, heels slightly apart. 3, lengthen your spine out. 1, 2, come to plank from where you are. Lower to your belly. Baby cobra. You can substitute an up dog here if you want. Exhale, lower. Press to hands and knees, tuck toes, down dog. All right, let's step left foot forward. Big giant step. Right heel turns out. Before you come up, try to get your feet in line with hips, root through your feet and rise up. Square your hips and shoulders. Ground down through the back heel. Inhale, open up. Good. Slow this first time, reach up. Exhale, sweep arms, scoop belly. All together now. Inhale, up and open. Exhale, sweep arms, scoop belly. One more, inhale. And exhale, make sure you're not gritting your teeth. I just caught myself doing that. Inhale, reach up. Okay, exhale, bring down through your right palm. Left hand goes up and you can stay here or take a side plank option. Stepping back, flexing feet, heels slightly apart for 5. Strong body. 4, 3, 2, come to plank, separate feet, chaturanga. Cobra, or use your up dog if you know it. And this time, child's pose. As we go back to child's pose, close your eyes. Slow your breath. Take about 5 breaths here. We're going to come up slowly up onto our knees. Sit off onto one hip and bring your feet together. Do a couple seated stretches, so feet together, knees wide, and Baddha Konasana. Sit up tall, and then walk your hands forward and bow in. Let your neck hang heavy if that feels okay, or your head rather. Let your spine round as much as feels good. Some of you might be flat here. You might even need your hands at your feet, pressing down through your shins with your elbows, like that sometimes. And then slowly roll up. Scoop knees in together, and let's make our way onto our back. As you come down onto your back, you're going to take your right ankle, cross it over left thigh. So kind of starting out, you can place your right hand on your right hip, or thigh rather. kind of push out. That's a good stretch for me right now, actually. If you want to go deeper, you'll thread the eye of the needle, hands behind the back of the left leg, and this right hand is going through that little triangle. So if you feel like it's better for you to go outside of your shin, you can. Just make sure you don't have a knee injury doing that. And let's take a couple breaths, just getting the outer hips to open up. And start to slow your breath down. Be really present with what you're working on. Let your body stretch out. Switch sides. So start where you started before. It's really good to stay kind of doing the same version on the second side. So I noticed that this side's more open for me. I'm going to keep going to where it was before. Hands behind the back of the leg. This top ankle is flexing, so make sure that you're not twisting the ankle at all. Relax your shoulders out of your ears here, and then really breathe into your hips stretching out. Some of us have a lot of things stretching out just in this little baby pose. A couple more breaths. Release. Bring the knees into the chest and just rock a little bit here. Make little circles with your knees to massage the lower back open. And we'll do a 2-knee twist. Both knees will fall over towards right. And your left arm is coming down towards the ground. I like to hold my legs down. It's okay for your knees to stagger. If it feels good, you can place a block between your legs. Gazing towards the left if the neck says yes to that. Take a couple breaths, rinsing out your back. Releasing tension in your body, in your mind, in your heart. As we leave this practice today, we feel as good as we have all day, all week. Let's switch sides. None of our poses were in too long today, so we're just getting everything in and walking away feeling really, really good. Make sure you're not tensing to get into the pose. Relax your body. Use your breath wherever you're tightest. Sending the breath into that space and just really letting the breath do its work. Releasing tightness, tension. You might be like me, I just had my back do a little crack just from the twist. So that's really common and normal. Make sure it doesn't hurt. Breathe into that space that you're feeling the release happen. Come back to center. Give yourself a squeeze around your knees. Hug your forearms down. You can lift your head or keep it on the ground. Just take a deep breath in. And then stretch out onto your back for your exhale. Let's take about 1 minute here, just laying in Shavasana. So stretching arms out to the sides, palms turn up. Widen your feet. Close your eyes. Let your body melt to the ground. Try to stay with this last minute of your practice. Gently start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. If your body's asking you to stay here longer, do that. Otherwise, gently bend your knees. Reach your arms up and over the head. Get a good stretch there. Let yourself roll to your right side. Use your left hand to press your way up to a seat. See if you can keep your eyes closed. Come back to a cross-legged space. End here, let your palms face up to the sky. Sit up nice and tall and just let this waterfall of blessings fall upon you. Allow yourself to soak in the moment right now. Feel a sense of peace in your mind, in your body, in your heart. Bring your hands together at heart center, bowing in for feeling gratitude towards yourself for just taking time. In your mind's eye, say to yourself, I am willing, I am ready, I am open to receive. I am willing, I am ready, I am open to receive. Namaste, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I'm Anne. See you soon.